Being married in the UK actually has some tax benefits to it as well. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what these benefits are, some of the drawbacks as well from a tax point of view of being married. You know, it's all Valentine's Day. We're going to go with the theme of the day. So the first benefit of being married is basically the capital gains tax benefit. So where you're a married couple, transfers between spouses take place at no gain or no loss. What does this mean? Well, it means if you were to simply put, where you usually give assets away to individuals who you're not married to, it's a market value disposal. So it's treated as you giving that asset away, you selling it at its market value, even if you've given it away for free, you've not got any cash. Okay, so that's a pretty bum deal there. But where it's your spouse, you can actually give it to them, and it's called no gain, no loss, and it basically means they inherit the asset goes to them at the base cost that you purchased it for. So if you were to buy a house, you give them 50%, they basically inherit 50% of your costs of that house. The opportunity here is that you've got their annual exempt amounts, their £12,300 tax-free limit, and if they were to have business asset disposal relief, if you had to trade in business and you wanted to give them some shares in your business potentially and then sell the business, it opens up a whole wide range of tax planning opportunities. So that's the first benefit first and foremost, is you can give assets tax-free and use their allowance. Second benefit is inheritance tax. Usually where you die, you know, you're a chargeable estate over £325,000, you're paying tax at 40% on. Where you give all of your assets to your spouse, or did any assets, basically assets left to your spouse, for inheritance tax purposes, it's exempt, which means there's no inheritance tax to pay there. But what also happens is they benefit from the Iht Uplift. So if your spouse were to die and leave you £1 million worth of assets, but basically for tax purposes it might have cost them £500,000 when they purchased it, you're going to inherit them at their value today at £1 million. That's what their cost for you is for capital gains purposes if you were to then give them on. So it's a very, very tax efficient way of doing that. The last benefit is income tax. The married couples allowance, where your spouse has a basic rate, where your spouse has their personal allowance available and you're a basic rate taxpayer, they can transfer 10% of that to you and save you a couple of £100 in tax. So there's 3 benefits of being married for tax purposes in the UK. Got some downsides as well. So the first one is stamp duty. If you're basically looking to be a first-time homeowner, or the additional rate surcharge, that 3% that applies where you're buying second properties, if you or your spouse have a second property, then that widens that net, and as a result, if any of those homeowners will basically have more than one property, the extra 3% is during the entire purchase. So that's a bit of a downside. The last disadvantage here is the primary residence relief. So if you, when you become a married unit, you're only allowed one primary residence relief between the married couple. So if you've both got separate houses, you have to elect which property benefits from that tax relief. So there we have it, guys. We've got some pros, we've got some cons of getting married for tax purposes. Ultimately, do it for love, but these tax reasons are certainly a sweetener there. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, drop it in the comments. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Otherwise, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all soon.